At tongue baths. It was the Republican National Convention. Oh shit. UC 309 going down from New York City, Madison Square Garden. Jon Jones, Stipe Miocic in the main event. We kind of said heading into the fight, if this is prime, if it's not prime Stipe, if it's Stipe of a few years ago, maybe he can put up a fight. Maybe he could pull off an upset. No, he in theme of the weekend, he looked his age. He was 42 years old, damn near 43.
Hadn't fought in 4 years.
Hadn't fought in 4 years. And ends up losing by third round knockout.
By the way, just to give you an idea, since from I forgot what year it was, but the last time before Jon Jones, the last time he fought someone who wasn't named Daniel Cormier or Francis Ngannou was Junior Dos Santos in 2017.
That's insane.
He didn't fight someone different until 2024. With a 4-year gap in that was named Jon Jones.
Yeah, shit, dude, you're right. Holy shit, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I mean, and you know what the thing is too, man? It's like, God, like he looked his age out there, man. I mean, there's
7 years.
Yeah, there's not much. I mean, 7 years to fight only to just alternate between Ngannou and
two
Cormier.
Dead men, 2 former UFC fighters who are no longer alive. Rest in peace, Elias Theodorou. Rest in peace,
Anthony Rumble Johnson.
Anthony Rumble Johnson. Both those men are now gone. They have both passed of illness. Both have more recent wins than Stipe Miocic, who fought this past Saturday night.
Not only fought for the heavyweight title, my boy. Fought for the heavyweight title. Somehow still ranked number 8, by the way.
I had to say that. I had to put that out there one last time, man, just to like write the perspective of this fight.
Yeah. And that's, yeah. Look, dude, 4 years is a long time. And he looked like a 42-year-old man out there. He came forward. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, before you even get like really into it, I think we need to address this really quick too, because John said this prior to the fight.
Go ahead.
And I think he said it after the fight too. I might be wrong, but he said something along the lines of like, I don't want to fight. You know, they said this about Johnny Walker. They said this about who was the other guy?
He said Anthony Smith and Dominic Reyes.
But no. I feel like he named some other guy outside of not including those two. But he put Johnny Walker and someone else in the same bubble. Thiago Santos. He put them 2 in the bubble. And he's like they said they were going to beat me, and he tried to compare that to Aspinall. The only difference is between those guys, that Tom Aspinall actually reached championship caliber and obtained an actual title from a number 1 contender against Sergey Pavlovich. It's an uncomparable thing that he's trying to do.
Jon Jones, here's the thing, man. I don't want to say he's destroying his legacy, because the same people who are going to worship Jon Jones right now are going to continue worshiping Jon Jones. I'm seeing people defend the fact that he does not want to fight Tom Aspinall, and they're saying, well, you know, who really cares about Tom? Just another guy. You're a fucking idiot. I'm sorry. You're a complete fucking moron if you think you know anything about the sport, man. And you're like, oh, yeah, he's not earned the fight. He's not earned the right to fight Jon Jones. He's earned the right more than Anthony Smith has. He's earned the right more than Dominic. He has a fucking title. He is the interim heavyweight champion. He's defeated, I think somebody pulled up the stats, like what, 8 of the fucking top 10 or some shit? Like, what are we doing here? Genuinely, what the fuck? Okay, we'll pull it up right now. Tom Aspinall, who's he beaten? Volkov, Pavlovich, Blades, Spivak, Tybura. That's...
Gone ducked him.
So that's fucking 6 of the top 10. What are we doing here? Why are we pretending that this is even a conversation? Oh, because Jon Jones is so good, he's earned the right to duck a guy, but he's not ducking because also if they thought he would beat him, and it's just like, dude, like they can't pick the fucking narrative they want.
I feel a lot of people too are like, oh, you guys just want Tom to fight Jon because you think he's gonna win. No, it's not that. It's because we actually care about fights and want to see the best fight the best.
He's earned the fucking shot. Why have rankings? Why have fucking belts then? Let's just go fucking boxing, motherfucker. He can fight. Oh man, Derek Lewis next. Sure, Jon Jones against Derek Lewis. Who gives a shit? After that, he can fight Jonathan Denise. Who gives a fuck, right? Like, what are we doing here? Genuinely. What? Let's go see what Tim Sylvia's old ass is doing. You know what I mean? Like, let's just do that. I don't know, man.
He's gonna fight JDS, dude, one of the goats of heavyweight, you know? Like,
yeah, I couldn't believe people who were like, oh, bro, what do you mean? What do you mean? He who cares? Dude, he beat one of the goats in Stipe Miocic. Dude, yeah. You know what? Jake Paul also beat one of the goats in Mike Tyson that completely passed his prime. Like, fucking.
This fight was interesting at one point in time. Like, I had a potential. It just aged out.
It just, yeah. Yeah, and here's the thing: is we said last week, if Stipe Miocic looks like the version that fought Francis Ngannou. He's probably going to lose, but at least it'd be like a competitive fight, right? Dude. And we also talked to the fact that like last time we saw Stipe was that like a year ago when he kind of limped into Madison Square Garden. We were like, damn, that looks like a 41-year-old man. He goes in there. Stipe Miocic looked like he was fighting in a dream on Saturday night. He did. He was plodding forward. He couldn't set his feet. He looked uneasy from the first fucking bell. As far as like being on his feet, he looked shifty. He didn't look stable. And then he goes out there, gets taken down immediately. Nearly gets finished. He gets up. Round 2 was competitive. I saw one judge gave it to him, and I saw people were like, "Oh, that's crazy." But like, if you look at the stat counts, I really don't think it's that crazy to give round 2 to Stipe Miocic. It was a competitive round. Round 3, he gets finished. He got rocked before that. I mean, it was what it was. It's what I expected. So people were on there like just doing the same thing, giving him Jon Jones a fucking tongue bath, and it's like, man, like, can we see him fight an actual contender yet? Like, he's been champion, dude. There should never be a circumstance where the interim champion has a better title defense than the champion. Or has a more recent title defense. But that's what happened going into this fight. You know what I mean?
Dude, he beat Cyril Gahn, who got wrestle fucked by Francis.
Let's also say this. He got wrestle fucked by Francis Ngannou with no knees. It's not just that. And Ngannou fought with like torn shit in both of his knees. He was so injured. He sat out well over a year after that fight. So, yeah, man. I mean, I have very little to say about this fight because it's what I expected. You know, I tried to give hope last week in previewing the fight. I'm like, man, if he's of a few years ago, maybe it'll be fun. But he looked like a damn near 43-year-old man out there who hadn't fought in 4 years. So I don't know, man. I don't have too many deep thoughts about it. The only thing I'll say before we move on: do you think he will fight Tom Aspinall? He said that. Here's the thing. I'll give Jon Jones credit. He played everything perfectly on Saturday night. For all the shit heading into the fight, right? About he's ducking Tom. And a lot of the hate and so on and so forth. He played everything perfectly. He goes out there. He dominates Stipe Miocic. Part 1 done. Round 2, he gets on the mic, right? And they're like, will you fight Tom Aspinall? Joe Rogan asked him. And he's like, I want to give a shout out to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And they're like, whoa, yeah, Jesus, you know? And then he's like, and I also want to give a shout out to Donald Trump. And they're like, fuck yeah, Jesus. And he's like, and without naming Tom, he's like, we'll see if we can give the fans what they want. And they're like, whoa! And then he goes to the post-fight press conference. He's like, yeah, I'm not fighting Tom Aspinall. Like,
I think it's all going to come down to negotiations.
Yeah.
I think it's all going to come down to negotiations.
I think he might fight him. He genuinely might.
He might, but no bullshit. I think he's still going to push for a Poatan fight. No bullshit. He's going to push for whatever works best for him. And that's going to be, maybe he can't get the amount of money he wants against fighting Tom, but he can get an amount of money that he likes against Poatan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if he gets what he wants against Tom, and that's what the UFC wants to push for, then he'll fight Tom. It's completely in the UFC's hands now to come to a deal that will suffice Jon's needs.
Here's the issue, though, and we've seen this before. You know what Jon Jones said back in 2020 whenever he was talking about moving up to heavyweight to fight Ngannou? Or I guess it'd be 2021. You know what I mean? He said, I want that Deontay Wilder money, which is allegedly he got paid for the Fury fight around that time, around $30 million. He said on Saturday, I want that Jake Paul, Mike Tyson money. If you split the difference on those two, they made $30 million. They did not beat him the first time. I don't think they're going to beat him the second time.